Welcome to the Powerful Marketing Tips Podcast, created for overwhelmed business owners who want to build, run, and organize their marketing for good. And here's a brief overview of our guest. You're about to meet the person who is among the top 1% of LinkedIn content creators. She's a certified international personal brand strategist, credentialed digital marketer, and copywriter. Michelle Griffin is the founder of Brand Authority, and she's also the host of the Business of You show, which is a LinkedIn live show. Her goal is to help you put yourself out there through LinkedIn marketing. By the way, she's also going to launch a podcast soon that's focused on personal branding for industry experts. In this episode, Mary-Lise and Michelle are going to talk about how Michelle has built up her personal brand through LinkedIn, and Michelle will also share some great LinkedIn tricks and features. So enjoy the interview.
Hello, welcome to our podcast, Michelle.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for having me here. I'm super excited to talk marketing with business owners and entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So tell me, what do you do every day?
Yeah, well, I have a background in marketing and PR, but right now, primarily, I am a personal brand strategist, coach, and consultant is really what I do. And I help professional service-based entrepreneurs, whether they're founders, whether they're consultants, experts, people like that who have a service-based business, help them brand, market, and put their brand in business, build their brand in their business so they can grow and make a bigger impact for those they serve and for themselves, of course, too.
Wow, love it. And you focus on LinkedIn, is it so?
Yes, LinkedIn, right? It's for the people who have no bearing why I'm on LinkedIn, right? Mm-hmm. I like to tell people when Microsoft bought it in 2016 or so, it became a different world. It's of course recruiter and resume, but it's also a creator version. It's where you can go and build your brand, and it is one of the best places in B2B or in the professional space to build your brand. And I focus primarily there. They have also come out in the last year with something called Creator Mode, because the creator economy, the creator entrepreneur, these are the ways we build our brand, and this is exactly where I do it and how I do it. So I'm happy to talk about LinkedIn today as well.
Perfect. So let's do it, because I would like to know why LinkedIn, because there are so many opportunities, so many platforms, so many ways to put yourself out there really. Why should somebody choose LinkedIn?
Well, LinkedIn is, first I want to say I would only choose LinkedIn if it is where your audience is, where their audience lives, and where you're comfortable, of course, and where you can make the biggest impact. Mm-hmm. In certain spaces and certain businesses, LinkedIn honestly does not make sense. Maybe Instagram, maybe Twitter, maybe Facebook. At the end of the day, that's the first goal, or that's the first priority. Then talk about your goal. But if you're in the space here of business, B2B, even B2C sometimes, that's where the professionals hang out. It's where business conversations happen and are made. That's LinkedIn's official tagline. There's 775 plus million people there. And the good thing is there's not a lot of people, there's still a lot of organic reach to be had, right? So you can come out, be consistent, post, get out there and connect, and really build a name for yourself, get visibility, and build that authority. And I see that with myself and my clients and on LinkedIn every single day. And also that it's a community. It's one of the places that, unlike other social platforms, you're going to truly find your friends, your support, your community, and your clients, and collaborators. So it's got a lot of good things going for it. Now, is it perfect? No platform is, but at the end of the day, I think it's pretty good, and that's where I concentrate my business as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So it's a place where people can network also, right?
It's a networking, yeah. It's a networking, community building, business building, brand building site, and it's all there. And there's decision makers. There's people who, the influencers and decision makers, and people you can meet who can really propel you in your business. So when done right, it is a very viable platform.
Okay. If there are now business owners listening to us and thinking, okay, I will go to LinkedIn, how should someone really get started with LinkedIn marketing? What should they do first? I mean, there are personal pages, there are company pages, there are showcase pages. Oh my God.
There's a lot of pages, and they're coming out all the time with new things. And that's the beauty of LinkedIn. They are innovating to be more business friendly, creator friendly, entrepreneur friendly. Okay, so first of all, before you can even have a company page or any of the showcase pages, your profile is the name of the game. It's a starting point. But before you even have a profile, or when you get that profile, you need to obviously know, what are my goals here? Some people I work with, just want to become more authority. Some want to find clients. Some just want to put their name out there. And even, I don't work in this space, but there's people there to get jobs and whatever. So obviously your goals and your target, where do you want to show up? Who do you want to be? And then the second thing is, who is your ideal audience? That is where I think people make the biggest mistake on LinkedIn. They just show up, don't really differentiate who they're for or their profile, their content. And so they don't really get a lot of traction, because the more niche you get, the better. So you can have a context and wrap it around who you're here for. So with that being said, once you get that out the way, who you are, what you do, who you serve, and the problem you solve, all that good stuff, then we get into your profile. And I work with clients, I coach them, and also have consulting services that do both, because it is the starting point, right? Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? What does a well-branded profile mean on LinkedIn? Well, we can start from top to bottom, but I'll tell you the very most important thing is your headline, okay? I'm gonna get to the other two, but when you think about it, your headline, you have 4 lines to put in your headline, but the first 50 characters are what people see when they connect with you, when you comment. It follows you around the entire platform. So there's a strategy in place, and I personally have strategies that I'll share with you today, because here's the thing. Probably because I'm like this too, we are so overworked. We're time crunched, attention star, all the things that are competing against us. So when I do my branding, my marketing, my PR work, I try to make it, how is this going to help my client or my avatar, my audience? And what's the least amount of friction I can make so they can notice me and get it? Well, I know there's 2 ways to think on LinkedIn. There's some people who just keyword stuff and put every keyword. Well, that's very impersonal and practical, right? Mm-hmm. Then there's people that just give us like 5 million taglines, and you don't understand what they do. Now, people are looking, they're scanning fast. The first 50 characters, this is the way I do it. I like to have my title. So at the split nanosecond, people know personal brand strategist, okay? Now I've seen tons of people on LinkedIn, they'll do, I help blah, blah, blah. And that's fine if you can nail in the first 50 characters. But then they'll start saying empowering professionals, and then they'll get onto their tagline. But that could be anybody and anything. So we want to nail in the first 50 characters, and it's sometimes a stretch, but it can be done either with your area of expertise and then like a benefit statement, because I get both in, but you got to make sure that part's in, because people are going to notice you faster, and that's going to make them want to check you out more, right? Because
so you want to grab this attention.
Absolutely, in that nanosecond. So the trick is getting as much out there with the least friction. So headline is super important. So maybe what you do, and then a benefit statement, who you're for, and how you help them. That if you can nail that, you're not going to have any problems there. Now that's just the first step, though. Your headline is just the first impression, but also you need a really good picture. Okay, a really good picture, and I see some people with no picture, but luckily not as much. But another thing I caution, some people don't realize their settings have it so it's only visible to like their first degree. You got to have your picture settings to the world or public, right? Because we want to see you. Like we're least inclined to connect with someone if no picture, right? It's like, who is that? So a really good picture. Now, you don't have to go get an expensive photographer to do a headshot these days. You can just go take a great picture on your iPhone or Android, whatever phone. We have great cameras these days, and there's tools where you can take the background out. You can edit it. I mean, there's amazing things you can do just to get a great picture out there, a placeholder. So that's really good. You want to kind of be in the camera. I see too many people far away. We're humans. We want to connect. We're virtually networking here, so get a good picture. Now, the third area and that critical thing is your headline. I'm sorry, your hero image, your banner. I look at it as like a billboard on a busy freeway. You don't want to stuff it. Like we're in a mile a minute. We're landing on someone's page. Okay, I also think of it as a website. I also like to think of your profile as like a landing page or website where you're selling yourself, you know, in relatively context to others. But I like just a clean headline with like clearly what you do or your message or something that makes people intrigued, makes them think. Now, depending if you're working for a company or your own business, you might have a small call to action or something. But you don't want to clutter it. It's just let it breathe. Let them get the point. You can go to canva.com and there's a free version. You Google or search for LinkedIn banner templates, and I believe Canva has about 50 specific LinkedIn banner already sized templates that you can customize with your picture. Beautiful designs. Gorgeous designs, okay?
They are. I can assure.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, I do too. And I am I'm obsessed. I've been a Canva Pro member since like 2015. So I do all my work there and my clients' work and have my designers do it too. But anyway, so Canva it will be a great place to start because I'm trying to give you tips now to just get out there where you don't have to overthink it, spend a lot of time and money. Okay, that's my goal right here, to get you out there. Put yourself out there is my mantra. So just to get that in there, and you know the beauty of this, nothing is written in stone. We can change this up. I like to change out my headers and my banner. I mean, when I have a special event or when my LinkedIn Live show was, you know, season 1 was doing. So you can do fun things there too, but you still want to keep in context of who you are and you know what. No market confusion there, okay?
Clarity.
Exactly. Clarity, not confusion. So, okay, so we got the headline, the number one thing that follows you everywhere. We've got the clear, friendly, professional close-up picture. That's huge. Then we've got your banner. Your banner. So those are all the areas. Now, the most thing about, I find, your banner, people are going to check it once. That's your first impression thing. Mm-hmm. When you're dealing with people and connecting, maybe you'll go check out their profile, but when you're dealing with people in the feed, you usually don't go check out their banner. So you got to think of your banner as like your welcome at your first impression. So that's something to think about. So then we want them to move on down the page. It's like your website. We want them to keep taking action. So depending if you have their new creator mode, which I'm not going to get into that right now, but LinkedIn has a setting where you can turn on something called creator mode, where it changes your profile a bit and you have hashtags. That's a whole nother story for another time, but that brings your about summary a little bit down if you have that clicked on. But at the end of the day, your summary, your about summary is going to tell the story of who you are, what you do, and whom you do it for. And that's the way I like to lead. Now, I tell my clients your about summary, that's like, you know what it should do, right? Just like, you know, I don't care where you live in the world. We all have our own decorating taste, but, you know, for the most part, you know, we all have basic living rooms, couches, all the same things, right? But our tastes are different. Our goals are different, all the things. So your about summary should be dictated about you and who you are, but you're going to maybe tweak it a bit based on your industry or whatever. I like to make it another friction-free zone. And I like to start with a problem my audience is encountering. And so and also I want to caution you this, your first 2 lines on your about summary, you only see the first 2 lines before there's a see more.
See more.
So yeah. So I usually lead with a question or a statement that gets the attention of, you know, my avatar and their needs or something or what I do. And then I go straight into their problem, it's kind of like the copywriting formula, the pause, the problem, agitation, solution, and then I like to change pause to PASA, I guess, or PAS, I don't know, PASA, problem, agitation, solution, action, because you want to have a call to action. Yeah. You only get 2,600 characters in the about summary, so you have to use your words wisely. Use a lot of white space. Don't chop it up like our posts. Don't chop in gobs of stuff. Talk about what you do to help others. And you really can't go wrong. You can always check out my profile. I'm not saying mine's perfect or, you know, the way it should be, but it's an illustration of actually what I'm talking here. I have headers and, you know, making it easy to read, and then I have a call to action. So anyway, so there's tons of templates out there, but that's some good overall strategies. Your about summary is super, super important there. And I know I've been talking. I want to stop, so if there's any questions you have, and then we can go on down the road.
No, we don't want you to stop because it's very useful. Thank you for sharing, you know.
Absolutely.
Got, like, everything at once. That's great. So we are we are now out there, right? We have we have the headline, the picture, we have the hero banner, we have about section. Okay, now I'm ready. What's next?
Absolutely.
Because, as we are thinking about LinkedIn as a networking place, so network only works when you are working with that. So what should I do now?
Absolutely. Well, we're not quite finished with the summary. I'm not going to get in, for the sake of clarity and for time, I'm not going to get into the experience. I just know that you should completely, type in all your stuff. You could add links and stuff. You want to fill it completely in. You want to add your awards. Think of your experience, education, all that as your expert bio area. I call it your authority area. It's showing where you've been, what you've done, what you've accomplished, put all your certifications, your awards, your podcast episodes. I mean, really anything that you're doing online to put yourself out there, it can be done in there. So even volunteer experience, it kind of shows a different side of you, another side of you, which is, we're not all business all the time.
And that's the place where you should gather the endorsements.
Yes, endorsements. Right? Yeah, and that's the other part. You want to make sure you have the 3 areas you want to be known for. Mine come back from my marketing days. It was PR, marketing communications. Yes, I do a personal brand building. There's multiple things underneath my main ones, but I'm not going to touch it because I have multiple ones there. So, but what I do at the end of the day, I'm a marketer who helps personal brands. But yeah, you want to do that. And then I at least like to have someone have at least, a sweet number, if you can, is 5 recommendations. And it doesn't have to be, bosses or clients. Ideally, someone that you've made a huge impact, not just, oh, Michelle's great, whatever. Something tangible you did to show social proof. And so you can go in and ask for that, and that's important too for more social proof. But going back to the one important area we did skip over that I want to make sure, because I do see people who neglect this, and that's your show. I call it your showcase spotlight area. It's your featured section, okay? This is truly your area where you should talk about you. Like if you have, you don't want to be salesy. So I always combine it with like a free guide, or I'll showcase some of my better content examples, or I'm giving free information or whatever. And then if you're a consultant or entrepreneur, you need, have a booking, have, your booking thing there too. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a very subtle ask, like need help, have my free brand consult, and then have it there. Now, you have space for about 3. There's some people who just like to have 1. I like to give people my most important one and then have other offerings. It's like a sampler platter. Think of it as a sampler platter of what you do. And some people will go check it out because you can click for more and it'll show all your stuff. So do that. So presumably you spent time, either yourself, gotten help, whatever, read the books. You have a really good profile to get yourself out there that you feel confident. It's not hard to do, but make sure you fill out all the sections so you're all-star status, because that's going to help you in the search, okay? And there's multiple ways that I can give you tricks and tips here, but I think we give you some high-level stuff. I think you're ready at this point. You're ready to get out there. But that's only, like you said, part of it, right?
Yeah, it is. It's only like the tip of the iceberg, right?
Absolutely. We just gave you a tool, but if you don't use it, it's not going to help you at all to market yourself, your brand, your business, and build that community. So I'm happy to do more, but let me throw it back to you because I've been talking so much.
I love when you talk because it's so valuable. I know that it will be appreciated a lot by many people. So I'd like to go over these different pages again, the
yes.
profile pages versus company page, and there is a showcase page. So could you please walk us through those pages and the differences and when we should work with them?
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. So if you are just, an employee, just depending, you have a company page, you have your own business. Yes, you should have a company page, and you can use them in tandem with your profile page. I do see a lot of people who do have their own business, but they never set up a company page. And LinkedIn makes it pretty an all or nothing. So if you don't set up a company page, your company can be listed, but it shows this little logo box we call the gray buildings. It's 2 little buildings that look like 2 little gray skyscrapers. It's pathetic, but if you leave it blank, you don't have to do a company page. You get it, okay? But then you don't have that extra exposure of being credentialed and have an authority place to check you out that you do exist. Now, should you have a company page? Absolutely, in my view, because it shows you're legit, right? You've taken the time to put your stuff out there. And then it's a great way because LinkedIn wants you to build your brand and build your business on their company page, right? So you can have a direct link to your website. You can do things on your company page you cannot do on your profile page, right? It gives you the tools. They're introducing tools, services. They're introducing new tools as we speak, even the rest of the year, to help you build your company brand. Now, the only problem is sometimes the content is harder to reach. So you work in tandem with your profile. Each month you get 100 invites to ask and invite people. So you want to start building, now is the time, just like your brand, start building your company page now. Now the problem is duplicate content. What do you do? Well, you can always repurpose, reformat some of your content, invite other people. So there's multiple strategies to get you on. And I'm going to suggest that you bring one of my brand partners who is probably the specialist on LinkedIn on company pages, is my good friend Michelle Griffin in Australia. And she's on the network. She's with LinkedIn headquarters. They have her on some advisory board. That's how good she is. So I don't claim to be the expert in company pages, but she is, and she would be great to have on the podcast.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to introduce you to. She's amazing. But she will tell you everything you want to know. We collaborate on partnerships and things like that, and she's just an expert at it. But she will tell you, use your personal page and your company page, and she will give you all the things. Now, is it hard to build a company page? Absolutely. But is it the smart thing to do? Absolutely. Now, should you have a multiple showcase pages? Unless you're some big company, absolutely not. It's hard enough to build profile and company. That's all you need, just one enough. Now, if we're talking a huge corporation, of course they're going to be a totally different thing. But just start. I'm all about, like you, helping overwhelm people get out there, do what they do best, and help them with their marketing. So does that give you some good tips? Go ahead and start that company page.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great,
and
really. Make
sure, though, you grab that URL, because depending on your company name, go search and see what's out there first, because there might be other companies in your name, so there might be a way to differentiate the way you show up or your industry. So there's multiple strategies there, but you're going to be an authority, and your company will be credible with a page at the end of the day.
Those are great tips, really, because oftentimes people don't, think about that. How to connect and align everything they are doing there, right? So
absolutely.
For me, what I see often also is that they forget to ask their colleagues, to be a part, to
that's huge. Yep.
To align their profiles with the company page.
Absolutely. That's one of the things Michelle, when she does her company page, she will make sure everybody in your team is aligned, that you're all putting content, and we work in tandem, because company pages have a little bit harder time until you build them up to a certain level, but you use it with your profile and you will get that reach. You will so they go back and forth. They work together to double your exposure and your authority.
Wow, that's amazing. But what about those pages? I'm sorry, I forgot the name of this. Showcase page.
Yes, that is something that if you don't want to do another company page, you can do a showcase page. It's just kind of another arm. But at the end of the day, it's another thing. I've dabbled them too. Okay, I'll trust you. You will get so overwhelmed, and I'll tell you a mistake I made. I have a consultancy. I have my own personal page. Okay, this is what you don't want to do. I have my own Michelle consulting page, and then I have my company brand consultancy page. Now that makes zero sense. I made a mistake when I did that, but I have people following me on both. And if you're a bigger company, LinkedIn will let you consolidate, but it's like only for like really bigger companies. So just pick one. It's hard enough, like I said. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just pick one. You don't need a showcase page. Just put it all in one. It's like building 2 Instagram profiles. People say, well, should I have an Instagram profile for me, for my business, my podcast? You're just diluting all your reach and all your efforts there. So keep it simple.
Wow. I love how you put it, I love the name authority area,
Yes.
It kind of gives this another look, It's not just something you put out there. It's really something you build your authority, Absolutely.
That's why, no pun intended, I love authority. That my my consultancy is called Brand Authority, because I found a problem there. People don't want to be labeled as experts, and they don't want to be labeled as thought leaders. So I just say, let's be a brand authority. Let's be that authority in your industry. Authority sounds powerful, but you're not self-promoting, because a lot of my clients are really experts and have a lot of expertise, but they don't want to say it. So that's a nice way to say it without being too braggy.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Michelle, because
Of course.
I feel it has been so practical. It's like kind of to take this from the first second and just do what Michelle says, and you have everything there. So I truly appreciate it. Thank you, Michelle.
Absolutely.
And I just realized that now we can have the part 2 with another Michelle, right?
Absolutely. Michelle Squared is what we call. I mean, she and I, we actually met. This is the power of LinkedIn. She and I met in the comments of another person a year ago. We met, we hit off, we got on Zoom calls, and we started working together. She helped some of my clients. I'm helping some of her clients. We trade off our services. It's just been amazing. She is the expert at what she does in company pages, bar none. I don't even know there's another person on LinkedIn who loves and helps company pages. So I know she's going to love this shout out, but she's going to tremendously help your audience. So we'll get her on here soon, so you can get out there. Maybe have these in tandem, profile pages, company pages.
Would love that. Well, thank you, Michelle.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, well, I'm sure there are plenty of people listening to us right now thinking, oh my God, I would love to connect with Michelle. So how they can really reach out to you?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for asking. First of all, I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn. So you can reach me at Michelle B. Griffin, and the B is for brand. So Michelle B. Griffin. If you Google me, you will find the yellow, bright sunny yellow in my branding and my headline and all my profile banner, all that good stuff. That's part of my brand. And connect with me. I'd love to hear from you. I post every day insights. I call it my LinkedIn Visible blog. It's a blog inside LinkedIn, because basically I post every day. In 2021, I'm posting every day insights on branding and building your brand and LinkedIn and content tips. And so I have that. I also have the Business of You LinkedIn live show and sister podcast debuting soon, where we help people put themselves out there and not just on LinkedIn, but online in general, building their brands to build their business. And let's see, what else? And you can check out my website at yourbrandyourbusiness.com. That's easier because everything's just filtering under one, your brand, your business. And that's what I do for people. I grow your brand to grow your business. So happy to connect. And also on that website, you can grab a free Canva template for a slider, which you can just download, customize. PDF carousel sliders, much like the ones you see on Instagram, or some of the top engaging and most viewed of my formats. So you can grab that. And then there's a link to the Visible blog and the podcast. So yeah, happy to share. I'm always sharing to empower. At the end of the day, I want more people out there. And much like you, make it simple. Get it so they're not overwhelmed and stressed, and just get their brilliance out there.
Well, I love what you do, and you are such an inspiration for me. So thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing
Absolutely.
all of this. But as a wrap-up, please share with us this inspirational song and a quote that always, inspires you.
Oh, absolutely.
As soon as you hear that, you're like, okay, that's my thing. I will do this.
Okay, well, I have 2 mantras, if you don't mind me sharing, and a song.
Sure.
So, funny thing is, one mantra for everyone to know is behind me. It says, "Put yourself out there." That is my business mantra. What I'm here to do to help entrepreneurs so they can help, make an impact and an income doing what they love and what they're meant to do. So, put yourself out there. Mine. The sister version of that, where I see on my other bookshelf, is called Live in the Moment. Something I've just came to me in 2010, and I try to every day, even in the moments, just remember that sign and say, moments matter. If you can't just take time for yourself and people, everything else just doesn't make sense, and it's not worth it. So I try to live by those 2 mantras every day and help people, for me personally and for others that way. A good song. Okay, this is a song pulling up from years ago. In fact, I just posted this the other day about something. I think it was a post about the law of reciprocity. And every time I hear this song, even back then, it just got me going. And it's by the American alternative group, The New Radicals. And it's a song, You Only Get What You Give. And it's completely true about LinkedIn, about life in general. You give without expectation, and it will come back to you. It's a very motivational song about, don't give up and just keep giving, and it'll come back. So hopefully you can link to it in the show notes, and people can have a blast from the past and check it out. It's got a good beat, so it's fun.
Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. And Michelle, moments truly matter. So thank you for sharing these moments.
Thank you
with us here. That truly is amazing. The work you do, you are so inspiring, and all the practical tips we got out of here. Oh my God. Thank you, Michelle.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's been an honor to be here. So I appreciate you having me, and I can't wait to have you introduced to my friend Michelle. So you'll love her too. So anyway, well, thanks again. And as I said, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to meet you.
Please do that, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, take care.
That's all we've got for this episode of the Powerful Marketing Tips podcast. Make sure to link up with us at our free monthly international mastermind event. Just go to powerful-marketers.com/mastermind for registration. And one thing that would really help us and other new potential listeners is if you would rate this show and leave a comment wherever you tune in to listen. Until next time, take care.